Hi, welcome to the Gastroenteritis Blues. I am Dan Volpone. I'm here with just Emily Cannell today. Steve is who knows where. Emily, I do have a question for you as if I were Steve. And my question is, how many clones of yourself would it take to win a fight against three Georgian basketball players?
Interesting. I would say 9. I think 3 of me to 1 Georgian basketball player.
Hmm. I think I would need more of me. I think I might need like 15 of me, to be honest.
5 per Georgian.
Yeah, I don't know. That's Eastern Europe, right? That's like Jokic brother size. Or that's what I'm imagining here.
That's
So
true.
yeah, but for we only needed one
Only
Furkan.
one Furkan.
Only one Furkan was needed. Hopefully Furkan is doing okay. He tweeted, so we know he's at least all right. Um, Crazy thing, if you didn't see it, apparently Furkan was attacked by Georgian police and three Georgian national team players after he was ejected from the Turkey-Georgia game, and I guess that was Eurobasket, right? So, um,
Yeah.
yeah, so kind of a scary thing. Furkan was fired up. I've never seen him that angry before when he got ejected from that game. Um, he was like pointing back to the locker room, like the Ben Simmons, Kyle Lowry, where Kyle Lowry said Ben Simmons didn't show up to meet him after the game. But yeah, that was crazy. So I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that before we talk about the real stuff, which is the TV shows we're watching?
Yeah, so it looked like they got into like a pretty heated like fight on the court, and then it seems that it got like really out of hand after Furkan and the Georgian, whoever it was, got thrown out of the game. And the Turkish Federation of Basketball, like their vice president is like calling for the footage, and that if FIBA doesn't give it to them, that they're gonna
Yeah.
leave the Eurobasket. He said that they he said that I have like the quote from someone has a quote, so I don't know if it's like properly translated from Turkish. So if I say anything wrong, that's this quote's fault. But he was walking in the hallway with the trainer, and Georgia's players who were not in the active roster attacked him with the ejected player and the police. And then at the end of the match, 30 policemen each pushed us into a fight. And then they were saying that they were calling on FIBA to give them the footage so that they could be like, everyone could see that they were telling the truth. So, yeah,
Crazy.
that's truly crazy.
Yeah.
Good for Furkan for standing his ground. I love that for him. Um, and I'm glad he's okay. He tweeted the Turkish flag out tonight, so
Yeah.
he's proud to be Turkish.
I guess so. Well, there was really only one thing that happened the entire week besides this, which was, of course, Donovan Mitchell is now a Cleveland Cavalier. It was, I think, 20, 25, 27, and 29 first round unprotected pick, two first round swaps, and Lowry Markkinen, uh, um, what's his name? Their first round pick this year, um, and um, and of course the Colin Sexton sign and trade. Um, so that was 4 years and 72 million for Sexton to now be in Utah, and the Jazz have a bunch of picks now. Um, and I mean, what do you think? Like, I guess your general thoughts here, but the Cavs are like very interesting now. I think they're pretty well suited to cover for Mitchell's defensive weaknesses. Um, Obviously, the Jazz had Rudy Gobert in the past, but between Allen and Mobley, that could be like a pretty well-rounded defensive team. Um, but yeah, I don't think anyone really saw this coming. There's all of a sudden there was all this talk of the Knicks. The Knicks didn't get him. What are your thoughts on the trade?
I think it's good for the Jazz. I mean, they're clearly rebuilding. So they're getting all of these picks to really start that process or keep that process going in the next 2 years. I'm pretty sure I've said it on here before. I don't really think that Donovan Mitchell's that good. So I just am like, okay, you can give all this stuff away for him, but I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's that impressive. But good for the Cavs if they think it's the right move.
So I want to just say real quick. So it was Ochai Agbaji is their first round pick this year. Couldn't remember his name because I don't really watch college basketball and I haven't seen him play before. So sorry to Ochai, but he was also in the trade. I like it for the Cavs. I think that is the price for a 25-year-old all-star who hasn't sat the entire season out. And yeah, the Jazz have definitely looked ugly at times in the playoffs, but there's been times Mitchell has looked really, really good, and not just against bad competition. Like the West was deep for a while, and Mitchell early in his career, like it wasn't like how we've seen the Sixers beat up on weak opponents and really struggle against better teams in the second round. Like he's had some good series against some good teams. He's a really, really good scorer, and of course, we would make fun of him because we wanted Ben to win Rookie of the Year, and we wanted, Jazz fans to shut up because they're so annoying. And plus he said some loser things when we beat them. As in his opinion, they won that game. And, all of that is fine, but in reality, he's a very good player. I think, having him next to to Darius Garland now, they have two really good front court players and two really good backcourt players, obviously with in the front court, Allen and Mobley, and in the backcourt, Mitchell and Garland. So it's a good team. I don't see it as a team that's coming out of the East right now, but they're really young. Like the oldest member of their core is 25, and they have 3 all-stars already. Now I don't think Allen's going to be consistently an all-star, but like Mobley very well could be in the near future. And I think, you'd expect Garland and Mitchell to at least be, nearly all-stars every year, if not, perennial all-stars, depending on, the steps they take forward. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I think he's a big pickup for them. And I could definitely see them being a team that, if everything goes their way, has home court in the first round of the playoffs. Like I could see them, realistically probably like a 6 seed, but I could see them, if they have a good year, going for that 4 seed. Now I don't think that I'm not sure they'll be a favorite to win a playoff round this year, but the East is deep. And that made the East a lot deeper. Like that is, in my opinion, that is a really good pickup. So we don't have a ton of other things in basketball this week. So I know we were talking, we always do our little Bachelorette update. It was mental this past week.
It was so boring and terrible.
But there was one hometown, right? And that was that Even?
Even, yes.
And that went like very well. But I would love to hear your thoughts on that if you want, but more importantly, why you felt Mental was boring and terrible. I don't disagree. I thought even the bloopers were more boring than usual. But like as the Steve and I, we watch the Bachelor franchise and we enjoy it. But like you're the resident expert on the Bachelor franchise, and I want to know like what you think has gone wrong, because I've heard a lot of people say like I missed a few weeks this season, and so I've kind of chalked it up to like I'm less invested than usual. I was kind of busy when I started school and I missed a few weeks, and so like I don't even know everyone's names who's left, whereas usually I would. So for me, I feel like I can't really judge it, but I've heard a lot of people say that they have not liked the season, that they thought it was really boring. Whereas early on, I kind of enjoyed the drama of like there being 2 bachelorettes, but like everything has kind of seemed like not that dramatic. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. The Men Tell All was boring because a lot of the like quote unquote dramatic people, like the guys that said like the shitty stuff to Gabby or Rachel, like they weren't even there to like either like poorly defend themselves or like attempt to defend themselves. So that was bad. They did a lot of like ads and that no one cares about, like the product placement. There was just like no drama this season to even like unhash. Like called Logan up to talk about his like switching, but not about like the weird fact that he got COVID, but no one else needed to get tested, and then he just like left. Like that was super bizarre. Like I would have liked some updates on that. I guess it's a production thing, so they wouldn't bring it up, but like it was so freaking weird. I think the season is I like both Gabby and Rachel, but I think this season is lacking because we haven't spent enough time with any of the guys. So
Yeah.
when you see them with other people, like really only like Gabby and Nate, you ever really saw their relationship because he was like the first one-on-one. So then you saw it from there. Ever since then, anyone that's like gone on a date, they're like trying to cram like 6 dates into one episode. So each one is like 8 minutes long and you don't get to know anything about the guys. So then at the end, when they're like picking, you're like, I've never even seen you like talk about anything serious or like have a conversation. Like, and so
Mhm.
you can't kind of root for anybody. It's just like, I don't see this. This doesn't make any sense to me. It was a little bit better at hometowns. You kind of got to see people's connections. Like I thought you saw Gabby and Eric's a little bit. But like
Tino,
I also what?
Tino,
Oh,
and
Tino, yeah.
great
And
hometown.
his parents.
Yeah.
But I also think that not Rachel so much, but Gabby has made like kind of odd decisions. Like the whole Johnny, like I don't get Johnny and Gabby at all. Like he's like 25 and a surfer, and they've never, I don't even think they've had a one-on-one date. Like it's just like, why? I don't get it. Um,
Do
so
you
I
think like
think
we're
that's the
missing something
problem.
because of the production decisions you've talked about? Like maybe she does have something that we just haven't seen, or like what's going on?
It's possible, but again, they just like don't have time to show things. It's just very bizarre. I don't really think they'll do it again. I'm looking forward. So Paradise starts right after this,
Hmm.
which I always love. So I'm looking forward to that. They did show a trailer of that and it looks delightful. And then I hopefully we get a break before The Bachelor, but I'm hoping we're back to like one Bachelor and it's normal again. Like I like both these girls and I'm glad they both got a shot, but I don't it could have been like when they did Michelle and Tasha or Michelle and I forget. I don't know. Like they did two Bachelorette seasons in a
It
row
was,
instead of
yes, Michelle and Katie.
yeah, Michelle and Katie. That's right. So they didn't yeah, like they could have just done that instead of this like 2-for-1. I do like the like camaraderie of like having a friend there to like talk to when people are shitty to you or you don't know what to do. I think that's a cool but like element, but they could do that with their actual friends from home. Like they could let them have a FaceTime with their girlfriends to talk about it or even like bring in a girl that was, on the season if they want to keep the continuity of like bringing people in that people know, like bring in one of their friends from the show when they were on The Bachelor, something like that. Like they can keep that, that's fine. But I don't like the two lead perspective.
I will say, so I haven't watched in a couple seasons before this because I was like, I just had gotten away from it when I was in my first year of school at Temple. And the last I had watched was like Tasha and the other girl were hosting. What was her name?
Caitlin.
Yeah, and I did not really enjoy their hosting because I felt like they were too involved and like influential in like decisions that the Bachelorette was making. Like I didn't like one of the things that I enjoyed about how Chris handled things when he was host was that he like they could be like, oh, someone just said something so shitty, and he'd be like, oh, how does that make you feel? Instead of like, oh, that sucks, like you should get rid of him, because like I want to hear the person's thought process, like the Bachelorette or the Bachelor's thought process. And I think Jesse does a bit more of that. So I've enjoyed him as host. I think he's been more, you know, hands off, not giving advice, things like that, at least on camera, which I like better. Um,
Yeah.
so
I've enjoyed Jesse too.
yeah. So going into the last week, we have a double episode, I think Monday and Tuesday. Um, do you have any final predictions? And if you know the spoilers, then no predictions from you, but I don't think you know
I I don't actually. Yeah, I like so if I were Gabby, I would pick Jason. I like Jason. I think they're like an opposites attract. Like he seems like very normal. He's age appropriate. I just think he has like a normal job. I think he just seems like a good guy. And I think Rachel should pick Zach because they're both kind of boring and like planes. I don't know. But Tino's family is too toxic. I don't think that's like a good match.
Agreed,
They
yeah.
don't really seem to like her, and that would be very
Definitely
awkward.
not.
But it looks like there might be some drama with like fantasy suites and things. So hopefully we get like a little bit of a dramatic ending.
Yeah.
But I think there's like 4 more episodes, which is insane.
Wait, 4 more episodes?
There's like these 2 and then another Tuesday and then another Tuesday because it's moving to Tuesdays because of Monday Night Football.
Wait, this is not the last week?
No.
I thought it was the last week.
No.
Oh,
so
man.
that's like, unless it's these 2, like the 5th and 6th, and then the 13th is the finale, and then like the 20th is like after the final rose, but they always do that on the night of the finale.
They can't do after the final rose a week later, no one will watch.
Yeah, so I think there's still 4 more episodes, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
I don't know how it'll be, unless like for like this week, I wonder if they do what Gabby's Fantasy Suites 1 episode, Rachel's Fantasy Suites the other, which would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
That would be normal.
Mm-hmm.
But then the next week would be the finale, so I don't know why there's 2 weeks of that. I'm confused by it.
I guess we will see. So the other thing TV wise I want to talk about, now everyone has already turned this off, so it doesn't matter. I want to talk to you about, we haven't talked about this on the podcast yet. I want to talk about Claim to Fame. We've texted about this. It's the first season of the show, I believe. New show on ABC. It's on right after The Bachelor. Hosted by whichever 2 Jonas Brothers are like least relevant. I don't know. And
Kevin
basically
and Frankie. Frankie's not in the Jonas Brothers.
He's
just
a
like
Jonas
their
brother,
younger brother. He's
but,
like his claim to fame is, he's
right. But so the point of the show basically is, I guess it's like slightly Big Brother-ish, except they all have some famous relative, and once a week someone guesses who someone's relative is, and if they guess right, the person they guessed goes home, and if they guess wrong, they go home. And I really enjoyed the premise of the show. I only watched it because I was too lazy to get up or turn the TV off after the first episode of The Bachelorette ended. And I've actually found it to be a super enjoyable show. And I know you've been watching too. So what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think I was always going to watch it because it was hosted by Jonas Brother, but I think it's actually a quality show. And from what I've heard, the reviews are very positive on it, and they had at the end of last episode casting thing that was are you related to anyone famous? So it seems like they're gonna go for a season 2, which I'm very excited about. There are challenges every week, and you get clues to try and figure out who people are. Some of them are really, really hard. I think I have everyone figured out at this point, but then it was very funny because I didn't Google it. I tried to figure them out, but then I would Google the clues.
Yeah.
But some of them are funny because one was really obvious. So spoiler alert, if anyone wants to watch, Simone Biles' sister is on it. But it's not even a spoiler alert because if you look at her face, they look exactly the same. So it was very funny. Everyone was
it wasn't a good show for her.
No, she was just I wonder what she thought going on if everyone would look exactly like their celebrity relatives, but some of them are the cousin or grandchild, so they look so different, and she just looks exactly like her sister.
Also, she was adorable, by the way. Simone's sister. Very enjoyable on the show.
Yeah, it's a very good show. I'm looking forward to season 2. I wonder if they'll get more deep cut celebrities or if they'll be more obvious. More deep cut ones would be fun because it would make it harder. I think some of them were, once you found out the clues, some of them are easy, but it's a very fun show. It's a surprise summer hit. They just throw random stuff on TV in the summer and see what sticks. And I think this stuck. I think it's really a good show.
Yeah, agreed. I like it a lot, and I'm glad to hear that other people are liking it, and there could be a season 2. So if you haven't seen it, I'd recommend checking it out if you're listening, because it's a good one. It's it's been an enjoyable show, and I'm excited to see how the season ends. I'm excited to see who wins. Although I think right now it's looking like Logan, right, is his name?
Yeah.
The guy's left.
Logan or LC, I think.
Logan seems to be the favorite, or LC, right? Those two seem to be the favorites. So we'll
And I'm interested to see how they do the finale. Like, how will they determine a winner? Will it just be like a final two and they guess until someone gets it right? Like, I don't how it's gonna work.
I think it's, if I had to guess, I would think that there's like a final two and there's some mind games played to be like, am I more confident that I know them or that they know me? And you try to win a
Oh yeah,
competition
like
and you
a
get to decide
stay or
who
fold
guesses.
situation.
Right. So
That would be fun.
yeah, we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, so that's claim to fame. And I was thinking, I'm gonna share my screen with you here. We could finish with a some kind of Sixer Sporcle. If you don't know, Sporcle is a game where you have to you know, basically like complete a list of something. And you have to I guess, try to get everything in a list. And if you get it right, it'll pop up and like it'll show that you got this part of the list. So I was thinking we could do the top 10 scores for the Sixers of the 2010s. I'm sorry.
Oh, you have to pick per season. Interesting.
Oh, I see. So it's by season. Okay, so it's not the top 10 scores, it's the top score by season. All right, so let's do it.
I'm gonna be bad at this.
I think Iguodala it would have to be Iguodala, right?
Okay.
At some point. All right.
Great.
So that's 2009, 2010. Was it not him? Do I have to type him every time? Like, let me see if I type him again.
No, I think he would come up if he was multiple times, I think.
So we know we have Embiid, right?
Yeah.
So there we go. So we have multiple Embiids, 2017,
Perfect.
2018, 2018, 2019. So we're missing everyone from 2010, 2011 to 2016, 2017. What do you think? Do we think Michael Carter Williams?
Yeah.
Let's try that out. Michael Carter Williams. Nope. Unless I spelled
wow. No, I think that's right.
All right. So Michael Carter Williams was not the leading scorer that year. That's interesting. We have Lou Williams.
Lewis.
Hey,
okay.
It worked. They got it. They picked it up. All right. So we have Lou Williams, 2011, 2012. Who do you think is that 2010, 2011 season?
I don't know.
Who was even here? Was that wasn't an
Who was on this
was
team?
it? We need Steve for this.
Yeah. We're bad at people are gonna roast us. We only have 38 more seconds.
Oh, there's a time limit? Come on. Hang on now. We're turning
Yeah.
the timer off. Get out of here. What?
You
can't?
can't.
Well, that's
no.
terrible.
We're just gonna fail.
All right, give me someone else. Who is in those process years? Do you have Tony Roten at all? Maybe. Nope.
No.
I don't know. Thaddeus Young. Okay.
There you go.
Thaddeus Young. I need more time here. 2014, 15.
He was like 16, 17.
Who? Yeah. Well, that might have been no, because Ben's first year. Embiid like played the whole year. Who was scoring when Embiid and Ben were both out? Oh,
Dario.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Actually, this is kind of shocking. All right, 2010, 2011.
We should have gotten 12 and 13. We should have gotten that one.
Yeah, we should have gotten Drew Holiday, 2012, 2013. 2010, 2011 was Elton Brand. 2014, 15, Robert Covington. 2015, 16, Jahlil Okafor. And 2016, 17, Dario Saric. All right, so we did a horrible job. So let's see if we can find
a horrible job. But we did better than average.
Yeah, we got 5, and most of the average was 47%. So
yeah.
All right. Was he a 76er? This looks interesting. I think we could do well on this.
Okay.
All right. Jason Capono.
You just have to pick.
Wait, you pick who was? Pick the players both past and present who played for the 76ers for at least one regular season game. Capono was.
Yeah.
I don't know who Rudy Tomjanovich is, to be honest. Dolph Shaves, yeah. Bob Lanier, I don't think so. Tony Kukoc, yes. Raja Bell, yes. Percy Hawkins, yes. I don't think Michael Finley. Will Chamberlain, yes. I don't think Detlef Schrempf. Charles Barkley, never heard of Jack Twyman.
Yes.
Hal Greer, not Udonis Haslem. Allen Iverson. Does Sam Cassell count? Probably not.
Probably not.
Bruce Bowen, Chris Webber, Anton Jameson, Alvin Robertson, Jeff Hornacek, Chris Wilcox. I don't think. No, I was thinking, remember Chris Johnson, who started the first game of the regular season that one year?
Yes.
Francisco Garcia, I don't think so. Dan Roundfield, Artis Gilmore, Moses Malone, Earl Monroe, Dominique Wilkins, Tim Hardaway, and Antonio Daniels. I don't know. Mike Bibby, Jack Sikma, Glenn Robinson, Maurice Spates, Dikembe Mutombo. I don't think Steve Kerr was. Adrian Danley, I don't think so. Jerry Stackhouse was. Kevin Ollie, Elton Brand. We're missing 4.
Okay.
All right, look at my screen because that's all I got.
Okay. I'm gonna guess. I have no idea.
Was Tim Hardaway a Sixer? I don't think.
I don't think.
Or Glenn Robinson? I don't think. Glenn Robinson Jr. was.
Yeah. Do you think that's what they think?
Probably not. But we
Yeah.
can try it. Oh, maybe Glenn Robinson
Oh,
was as well. All right. So we got Glenn Robinson.
look how much time they give us for this one.
Yeah, what is this? All right. You have any? All right. Emily, say 3 random names here.
All right. Garcia,
Where's that?
right there.
Right
Next to
where?
Chris Wilcox. Above Tim Hardaway.
I see. Ah.
Nope. Oh, I got it wrong.
Who
Okay.
else?
Alvin Robertson. There's got to be someone in this row.
Jameson?
Sure.
No. Who was it? Who did we miss?
Bruce Bowen?
Jeff Hornacek, Bruce
Hornacek?
Bowen, and Antonio Daniels. Or who we missed?
So there was someone in the row.
There
That's
was. All right. Should we do one more before we call it? NBA leaders. Jimmy Butler's testing 20.
What's that one?
Monthly leaders for 2010, for 2020-21. So 2 seasons ago. They're monthly leaders. All right.
Okay.
Let's do it. All right.
Joel Embiid.
Joel Embiid is probably a lot of monthly leaders. All right. He was the points leader almost every month. Ben Simmons, got to be in there. Was never points leader. Who led the team in points in March when Embiid was out? That must have been Tobias. Yep.
Yes.
All right. So who led them in rebounds the months Joel didn't also? So this was Dwight Howard's year.
Yeah.
So he led them in rebounds the other months. There we go.
Matisse has to lead them in steals.
Yep. That's a good thought. And you're right. All right.
And I would guess Danny Green would lead them in 3-pointers.
Or Seth. So Danny Green in all the months, but I bet this is Seth the last month. Oh no, so we're missing one.
We're missing 1 3-pointers.
So who led them in threes in April? And was it Furkan Korkmaz? It was.
Yes, right. It was. Wow. We did great.
Easy. All right. So
we ended that on a high note.
Yeah, very good. We were mediocre at that game. But that's what you get for a deep off-season podcast. How many days do we have until the regular season? When's their first game?
I think it's like 51 or something like that.
Okay, so see. All right. October 18th is the first game when they play the Celtics. How many days until October 18th? That, actually. 44 days. Actually, that's 44. Super exciting. That's like sooner than it feels. Like basketball's around the corner. It doesn't really feel that way.
By the time the Bachelorette is over, it's going to be like next week. It's going to feel like.
Yeah. Eagles start a week from today. It's Sunday right now.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting. Philly suck. That's your
watch that today.
That's your recap on sports here. I'm very excited for Eagles season. Sixers with an awesome first couple games to the season. Should be a lot of fun. And sooner than I think any of us are ready for. But I can't wait. Like I'm ready to be sad about the Sixers again. Like I'm ready. So yeah, that's it. That's the podcast. If you're
still listening, God bless you.
Yeah, like thanks. You can really tolerate a lot. If
you're a real one.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, everyone enjoy your week, and we'll check back in probably before the Eagles game next week. I hope everyone who made it this far. I hope everyone who listened at all to this podcast has a great week. But especially if you're still listening at this point, like I really hope you have a lovely week. And actually, if you're still listening at this point and you made it to hearing me say this right now, like tweet at us and let us know you made it through this whole podcast, because I'd like to know who did. Because
Yeah.
you deserve a big hug.
We should like get stickers made and we'll send you a sticker or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that sounds like a lot of work, but
I know, but we really should get stickers. I love stickers.
I'll send you a thumbs up. Emily might send you a sticker. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna work
but
on it.
all right, love you guys. To everyone listening, but also to Emily, of course. Who knows where Steve is? We'll never know. Hopefully we'll be back next week. And be safe and be great. See ya.